Hi, this is Zach with the Law Office of Zachary L. Luya. In last week's video, I discussed the differences between a traditional business plan and something called a lean canvas template or a business canvas template. A traditional business plan is a large document, takes a lot of resources to put together, and an argument is out there that it's only shown to investors or VC or angels, and you should never produce one. I disagree with that. I think you should put one together, but maybe not at the initial stage. So a document like the lean canvas template, which I'm going to show you here in a second, may be beneficial for you to put together so that way you answer some really relevant questions you may not think about when you start your business. So today I'm going to walk you through a hypothetical, and we're going to put in some information into a lean canvas, and over the series of the next two videos, hopefully at the end of those we'll have a good idea on whether this hypothetical is a viable business or not. So here's the background. I'm interested in solid waste, green initiatives, sustainable businesses. I also live in Overland Park, Kansas. And within Overland Park, Kansas, there's a small district called downtown Overland Park. It has a farmer's market, and by the end of 2017, it will have 600 residential units, and there are also 22 businesses in there. So it produces a lot of trash in a very small area. So it's a high-density area. The other night, I was watching a documentary on the Zabaleen. And the Zabaleen are an ethnic group within Cairo, Egypt, and Zabaleen literally translates into garbage collectors. Since the 1950s, they have been the unofficial garbage collectors in Egypt, in Cairo. They're incredibly efficient. Of the waste that they collect, they recycle 80% of it. Of that 80%, they take the organic material, they feed it to pigs, they then sell the pigs, they take anything like paper and plastics, and they sell those to intermediaries, or they repurpose them, reduce them, and reuse them. So incredibly efficient, but it's labor intensive. The way the Zabaleen generate income is two ways. One, they have subscription fees with the apartment owners and business owners from where they collect their refuse, but also then the selling of the recycled material. So that got me thinking, could a project like that work in a high density area in Overland Park, Kansas? And so started to sit down, thought about the problem, the solution, some of the potential revenue streams, and got to work on some numbers. So what I'm going to do here is kind of walk you through that. So apologize, I'm using a new system this week. I'm using the Zoom system that allows me to share my screen. So I'm going to share my screen and show you the template that I'm not working on right now, but just this is a blank one, and we can walk through it. So here's the problem. The problem is that we have a high density area with about 1,000 residents, if not more, and each resident is producing on average about 4.3 pounds of solid waste per day. And that number comes from Duke University's sustainability website. The other problem to that is 2.8 pounds of that is material that can be recycled, but generally isn't. So each year, on average, each person, me included, everybody, is putting about 1,000 pounds of recycled material into a landfill. That creates a number of problems. We're running out of space for landfills. These combustible or compostable products don't break down as readily in a landfill as if they would if they were in some type of a compost pile or something like that. So the question becomes can we do something to create a viable business out of that? So what's the proposed solution? The solution is a subscription service where we charge a premium rate with each one of these apartment buildings and the restaurant owners to collect their organic material and then recycle that or repurpose it or sell it to intermediaries. So that is the proposed solution. If you look on your lean canvas here, you see, are there existing alternatives out there right now? And the answer to that is yes. You have your traditional Western waste management companies that come in and collect the refuse. Problem is that on average, they only recycle about 20% of it. And it's, on one of those, it's on their terms. You either have to separate it at source and they'll only pick up plastics or paper, or most people just throw it all into one and throw it in the dumpster and away it goes. So it's not utilized. It's an underutilized, service. So is there an opportunity there for some other actor to come in and make money on this? And that's what we're going to look at here. So one of the things you have to think about is what are your key metrics that that would show that you're being a successful business. And there are a number of them out there. If you just Google key matrix for a business or KPI, key performance indicators, you'll get a whole list of them. So what's your monthly sales? What are your sales revenue? What's your monthly profit and losses? How much does it take for you to acquire a new customer? How much does it cost you to retain those customers, customer loyalty? So those are all things that you need to block out here. So in this case, let's say that our key performance indicator, just making up numbers, is that it costs us $1,000 a month to bring in new customers. Maybe it costs us $500 a month to retain those customers. And then, what are our monthly profit and losses? Let's say that we're generating a net sales revenue of, let's say, $10,000 a month. So again, these numbers are all made up, but if you do research on this, you can really break it down and get some really narrowed numbers to help you determine what it is that you need to break even. So once you got your key performance indicators down, again, you really don't know these until you actually start operating your business, but you can get a good idea about what you need to look at to determine whether your business is viable or not. So then the next category is what's your cost structure? What does it take to maintain your business? And this is generally broken into two categories, which is your fixed costs and then your variable costs. Fixed costs are those costs that are constant throughout the year. Your rent, your insurance, your utilities. They don't vary like variable costs depending upon your output. So if your output increases, your variable costs will increase. If your output decreases, your variable cost decreases. Some examples of that: if you're building a product or a widget, if your production decreases, then you're not needing more of the source materials. Let's say it's plastics, so your variable costs will drop. In this case, a fixed cost may be the cost of the truck. We need a truck to pick up all the material. An example of variable costs would be the wages for our employees to collect that up, to sort it out, the number of dumpsters that we would have. If we get, let's say, 5 of these residential complexes, we get them to sign up, we'd need 5 dumpsters. But if we expand, we would need 10. So that is a variable cost. So some made up numbers for this. I looked up a dump truck, which was an interesting search. You can find a very inexpensive dump truck for around $20,000 to $25,000. Dumpsters will run you, $1,000 to $1,500. So let's say $5,000 for your dumpsters, and then $25,000, $30,000 for your truck, and then you'd have to build in your wages from there. So this is the first part of our discussion on a lean canvas, and as you can see, we're working through this hypothetical here, and we've answered a couple of the questions: the problem, existing alternatives, solutions, key performance indicators, and then your cost infrastructure. So again, over the next couple of videos, we're going to go into our value proposition, your revenue streams, your channels, and answer the rest of these. So at the end of this video arc, hopefully we'll have a very good template here, and we can look at that and say, okay, this is a good idea, or this is a pie-in-the-sky idea that will not work. Again, this is Zach with the Law Office of Zachary L. Luya. You can contact me via email at zach@kcstartuplawyer.com. You can stop at my website, which is www.kclawyer.com. You can give me a call at 785-969-8093. I should have a little tag up here, a little card that shows you my website, so you can go directly there. Or you can follow me on all the social media outlets, LinkedIn, Twitter, all of those. YouTube, where I post this video. Disclaimer, as always, this is intended for educational purposes only and is not legal advice. If you have a legal question, please contact an attorney. Viewing this does not create an attorney-client relationship between you and the law firm of Zachary L. Luya. Again, visit the website, www.kcstartuplawyer.com, for more information on the disclaimers. Thanks. Have a great day.